So the capital structure, external factor, there are just like internal factors. There are some external factors also, the capital marketing conditions, nature of the investors, statutory requirement, taxation policy is also affected to the capital structure, which is related to capital structures. The policy of the financial institutions, the providing the lending funding agencies, cost of financing is there, seasonal variations there, because of this is also very much important factor related to capital structures, economic fluctuations due to the some daily basis, what is the status of the economy is also related to capital structures, nature of the competition is also more or less related to your this thing. Now, these are the very important part of your chapter, that is optimal capital structures. Means your capital structure should be optimal means best capital structures, okay, which is the most economical and safe ratio between the various type of the security. That means economical, we're talking about the cost, and same we're talking about the risk. That means cost and risk. By considering the cost and risk factors, you frame your capital structure, and that is optimal capital structure. It is nothing but it is a combination of debt and equity which maximize the value of the company and minimize the cost of capital. Okay, of course, the value of the company which may be also increased if there is an optimum capital structure. Okay, and at the same time, the cost of capital should be minimized. Okay, so what is the essential of the sound capital structures के लिए? What is the requirement? What is the requirement? The first requirement, there should be minimum cost of capital. The capital cost of capital should be less. The cost should be less. There should be minimum risk. Risk factor should be very less. Maximum return होना चाहिए. There should be maximum profitability. Maximum return on that. Maximum control होना चाहिए on the particular fund. Safety होना चाहिए. Simplicity होना चाहिए. Not a rigid. Flexibility होना चाहिए. It can be easily modified. Attractive rules on होना चाहिए, and commensurate to the legal requirements. That means which is the consent to the legal requirements. Now, apart from this, now if you have the capital structures, of course, the capital structures, to have the good capital studies of the capital structure that we're going to study today in this lecture. The first one is that called as different theory, that's called net income theory. What is called as NI theory? What is called as NI theory? Okay, so what is that? What is the NI theory, net income theory? We'll see. Now, look at this. Net income NI theory. This theory was propounded by David Duran. Okay. एक minute, student. Just the students. Okay. Now, this theory, which is introduced by David Duran, and this theory is also known as the fixed theory, or it is also called a KE. KE is all of in a cost of equity. Yes or no? The fixed KE theory. Okay. Now, this theory is subject to the assumptions. There are some assumptions. Before going to the assumption, first of all, we see, according to this theory, a firm can increase the value of the firm and reduce the overall cost of capital by increasing the proportion of debt in its capital structure to the maximum possible extent. ये थ्योरी क्या बोलती है कि अगर आपका वैल्यू ऑफ बिजनेस और वैल्यू ऑफ फर्म मींस Profitability. Value of firm means profitability. And reduce the overall cost of the capital. Overall cost of capital means ये सबके ऊपर जितना भी cost आता है, cost incur होता है. For example, debenture interest है, debt के लिए debenture interest होता है, interest होता है. Shares के लिए dividend होता है. ऐसा no. So ये सब cost of capital, overall cost of capital by increasing the proportion of debt means capital structure में debt का proportion maximum extent होना चाहिए as per this net income. अगर डेप्ट का प्रोपोर्शन कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर में ज्यादा रहेगा तो एज पर दिस थ्योरी वो बोलते हैं कि आपका ओवरऑल वैल्यू ऑफ द फर्म विल बी इंक्रीज. ओके, एंड कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल डिक्रीज हो जाएगा. ओके, नाउ इट इज अ ड्यू टू द फैक्ट दैट डेप्ट इज generally a cheaper source of funds because interest rate are lower than dividend rate due to the extra element of the risk, and the benefit of tax as the interest is direct expenses for the income tax purpose. Now क्यों ऐसा क्यों? Why they want the debt proportions are more in capital structure? Capital structure में debt का proportion क्यों ज़्यादा होना चाहिए as per this theory? तो उन्होंने बताया कि they justify that कि उस justification में क्या है दिया है उन्होंने बोला है कि interest rate क्या है lower than dividend rate due to element risk because of that interest rate is as compared to dividend is are less. And second बोलते हैं कि tax interest expenses are the deductible expenses which is a allowable expenses as per the under the income tax act. Therefore this is considered. Okay. Now as per this approach the calculation of value of firm. Now value of firm denoted V, it is denoted V, and which is nothing but S plus D, which is nothing plus S plus D, where S market value where the value of the firm V and which is equals to S plus D. Okay, the value of the firm is equal to V is equal to S plus D. Okay, now what is V? What is the S? S is nothing but market value of shares. Okay, and what is a D? D is nothing but market value of debt. Okay. Now S is nothing but market value of shares. It is the market value of shares and market value of D. ये दोनों का total जो है that is called a value of the firm. That is called a value of the firm. Now first of all we consider market value of shares. How it is calculated? It is calculated like this. EBIT minus I is for interest. EBIT means earning before interest and tax. उसमें से earning निकाला. K is equal to cost of equity. Therefore EBIT minus I, that is the interest. तो earning before interest रहेगा. Earning before tax रहेगा. That is the E. That is denoted as a E. Earning available to the equity shareholders. Earning available to the equity shareholders. And K is nothing but cost of equity or equity capitalization rate. So what is the value of firm? Value of firm is equal to S plus D. S is equal to EBIT minus I upon KE or E upon KE, and D is equal to, what is the D? Market value of debt. That is nothing but face value. Face value जो है वही उसमें डेप्ट में कंसिडर किया जाता है. Understand? ये. Is it okay? Okay. Now, Second one is called as net operating income theory. Net operating income theory. Now, this theory was again propounded by David Darwin. Net operating income theory. Okay, that is net income approach or net operating income approach. Okay, net, this is a NOI and that is NI. दोनों का भी देखो क्या सिमिलरिटी होता है, दोनों भी theory which is founded by or which is introduced by David Duran. David Duran and is also known as irrelevant theory. इसको कौन सा theory बोला है? It is the irrelevant theory. And now why it is irrelevant theory? So see, according to this theory, the total market value of the firm is not affected by change in the capital structure. अपने अगर आपके capital structures में change किया, उसका effect market value of the firm के ऊपर होता नहीं है. There is a no change. Okay. The total market value of the share is not affected. It is not affected. Very important. It is not affected by the change in working capital and the overall cost of capital Q remain fixed irrespective of the debt equity ratio. ये theory क्या बोलते हैं, net operating income बोलते हैं कि value of firm पे change of capital structure कैसे भी आपने देखा क्या, that means whether you increase your equity shares capital or maybe you are decrease your equity shares capital or maybe increase in debenture issue of debentures maximum to some extent. If it is also considered of debt, more debt, there is no such impact on the value of the firm, okay, and the overall cost of capital, okay, because overall cost of capital remain unchanged or fixed irrespective of the debt equity ratio according to this theory. Okay, now हम इरेज करेंगे ये इसको पहले, then we move further. Now what is the assumption? Assumption क्या है, ये second जो theory है उसका assumption क्या है? What is the assumption of that? First assumption. What is the first assumption? The split of total capitalization between debt and equity is not essentially relevant. उसने पहले ही बोला है कि debt, अगर आपका debt equity ratio अगर change हो जाता है तो उसका कुछ भी relation नहीं capital structure के लिए, तो this is a perfect justifiable. There is no essentially relevant. There, that's why this theory is called a irrelevant theory. Then second assumption क्या बोला है उन्होंने कि equity shareholders and the other investor, that is the market capitalize the value of the firm as a whole. Market capitalize the value of the firm as a whole. The equity shares and other investors, that is the market capitalize the value of the firm. This is the second assumption. Third assumption क्या बोला, the business risk at each level of the equity mix remain constant irrespective of changing in this thing. Therefore, overall cost of capital remain constant. Okay. Debt equity ratio remain constant. Overall cost of capital also remain constant. And the corporate income tax does not exist. There is no scope for the income tax under this according to the thing. Okay. Now what is calculated? Yes. Sir. The computation of value of the firm as per the net operating income approach, as per the net income approach, value of firm is equal to EBIT upon KO. उसमें पहले अप्रोच में क्या था, EBIT, पहले इसमें EBIT मार्केट शेयर्स, EBIT minus 1 upon K. Net income approach, the valuation of shares ऐसा किया था. अभी इसमें क्या किया है, वैल्यू इज इक्वल टू EBIT अपॉन KO. Now KO is nothing but overall cost of capital. EBIT means what? Earning before interest and tax. Okay, that is the point of EBIT. Now, what is the market value of equity shares capital? Market value of equity shares capital क्या है? जैसे V is equal to S plus D, ऐसा होता है ना? Value of firm means क्या? What is the value of firm? V is equal to S plus D. Therefore, market value of shares अगर निकालना है, अगर हमें ये find out करना है, तो S is comes to this side, S is equal to V minus D, ऐसा होगा. Therefore, market value of shares, equity capital is equal to value of firm minus market value of debt. Simple है. Debt plus market value of equity shares capital is equal to value of the firm. तो दोनों में से भी आप फाइंड आउट कर सकते हो. Now, what is the cost of equity capital? The cost of equity capital, that is nothing but K is equal to EBIT minus 1 upon S. S market value of equity shares. EBIT minus I is equal to interest on debt is equal to K, cost of equity capital. EBIT minus 1 upon S into 100. This is the cost of equity. Then traditional theory, traditional approach. Okay. Now, first one approach, as all of you know that what is called as net income approach, net operating income approach. Okay. Now we're moving toward the traditional approach, or you can say the traditional theory. This is your third capital structure theory. Now, traditional theory में क्या बोलता है? This theory is propounded by Isra Solomon. This is propounded by the Isra Solomon, which is a lies between the midway between the net income approach and the net operating income approach. नेट इनकम अप्रोच एंड नेट ऑपरेटिंग इनकम अप्रोच के एकदम मिडल साइड में ये ट्रेडिशनल व्यू आता है. दैट इज अ it is nothing but lowest WACC, lowest weighted average cost of capital. It is in a fact compresses it. This approach is it is assumed that there is an okay, it is a fact a compromise between the two and is also known as intermediate approach. This approach is also known as intermediate approach. Okay, according to this theory, a firm can reduce the overall cost of capital or increase the total value of the firm by increase the debt proportion in it is a capital structure to a certain limit, because debt is a cheap source of raising funds as compared to the equity capital. Okay, so this theory also, as per the traditional theory, where the combination of debt, okay, should be very high as in capital structure. Okay, proportion of debt proportion in the capital structures. Okay, total value of firm is nothing but by increasing the proportions in the capital structure to a certain limit, because debt is a cheap source of raising the funds as compared to the equity capital. Understand, this is a traditional approach. Now see, we'll see again. Student, 1 minute, huh? Only 1 minute. Okay. Now, in this case, this traditional approach में क्या बोला है कि the value of firm, okay, the value of the firm increasing the debt proportions. As per this traditional theory बोलते हैं कि debt का proportion आपके capital structure में ज्यादा होना चाहिए. And अगर आपका debt का proportion ज्यादा हो गया, तो which is a reduce your cost of capital at the same time increase in total value of the firm. ऐसा क्यों? तो उन्होंने बोला है कि डेप्ट इज अ चीप सोर्स ऑफ रेजिंग द फंड एज कंपेयर टू इक्विटी कैपिटल अकॉर्डिंग टू this thing. Therefore this is also called as lowest WACC. Okay. Okay, so let us move. Now, what is the effect of changes in capital structures on KO and V? Okay, as per the Ezra Solomon, which has introduced the traditional theory, वो बोलते हैं कि फर्स्ट इज क्या बोला है कि द यूज ऑफ डेप्ट इन कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर इंक्रीज द वी मींस वैल्यू ऑफ द फर्म एंड डिक्रीज द केओ मींस द cost of capital because KE remain constant. K means cost of equity remain constant. और remain constant means इक्विटी को बढ़ाने के लिए बोला ही नहीं है, डेप्ट को बढ़ाने के लिए बोला है, और rises slightly with the debt, but it does not rise fast enough to offset the advantages of low cost debt. Okay. And what is the KD? Means cost of debt remain constant or rise very negligibly, little bit, because this is very, as compared to the equity capital, the cost of debt is very less, cheaper. Okay, as per this thing. Now second stage में बोला है कि during this stage there is a stage in which the V will be maximum and the KO means cost of capital will be minimum. Okay, when the cost of capital minimum, then the value of the firm variable maximum. That is the relation. Because the increase in the KE, cost of equity, due to the increase in the financial risk, the offset advantages of using the low cost of debt. And third stage, the V will be decreased, the value of the firm will be decreased, the cost of capital will be increased. Okay, because further increase of debt in the capital structure beyond the acceptable limit increases the financial risk. Means debt in the capital structures only the limitation is there. आपने बोला कि फिक्स कॉस्ट इज अ कांस्टेंट, हम बोलते हैं फिक्स कॉस्ट इज अ कांस्टेंट. कितना तरह से कांस्टेंट होता है? फॉर एग्जांपल मैंने अगर आपको बोला कि एक फैक्ट्री प्रीमाइसेस मैंने रेंट पे लिया है. ओके, अगर फैक्ट्री प्रीमाइसेस मैंने रेंट पे लिया है तो उसका अगर रेंट 50,000 रुपीज है फॉर 1,000 स्क्वायर फुट के लिए, तो इसका मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि आपका एरिया बढ़ेगा तो आपका रेंट क्या रेंट उतना ही रहेगा, ऐसा थोड़ी है, ऐसे नहीं रहता है. There are certain limits. That means 50,000 fixed rent is up to only 1,000 square foot. If I required the area for 2,000 square foot, obviously my fixed rent, which will be going to be increased by double, it comes to around 1 lakh rupees. That means up to the certain level it is a fix. Okay, but after beyond that level, the limiting factors, there is the financial risk will be increases. Understand? So these are the effect of changes in capital structures on value of the firm and the cost of capital. Computation of market value of shares and value of the firm. How it is calculated and as per this format or as per this theory, where S is equal to what is called S. S means क्या student? Value of shares. The market value of shares is equal to, ये तो हमने पहले ही अप्रोच में पढ़ा, EBIT minus I is equal to KE. And value of the SDI we know. And what is the KO? Cost of capital is equal to EBIT V, or value of the business. Earning before interest and tax divided by value of the business. Understand? Now the last approach, that is after net income approach or net operating income approach or traditional approach, that is last one is called as Modigliani-Miller approach. That is also called as MM approach. Okay, which is a propounded by the Franco Modigliani and Merton Miller. Therefore, this is the theory or this approach is called as Modigliani Milter approach or Miller approach. That is also called as MM approach. Okay, so this is also called as MM approach, Modigliani-Miller approach. According to this approach, they give the two approaches. पहला approach क्या दिया है? In absence of the corporate taxes. That means there is a no corporate tax. Or when the corporate tax exists. Okay, there is a two situations which is given in the MM approach. According to that, in the absence of the corporate taxes, what going to happen? Okay, there's if there is a no, एक minute. If there is a no corporate taxes, what will be going to happen? According to this approach, क्या बोला है? V, that is the value of the firm, and it is KO. Okay, value of the value of the firm and capitalization rates, that is called KO, overall capital structures. Okay, are independent of its capital structures. Okay. Debt equity mix of the firm is irrelevant in the determine the total value of the firm. There is a maybe the combination may be change. Okay. Okay. According to this approach, the debt equity mix of the firm is relevant. Okay. According to this approach, irrelevant because where in this case the debt equity mix is there is still irrelevant. There is no combination whether the debt proportions are more, whether your equity capital are less or vice versa. There is no such impact on the value of the firm. Because with increased use of debt as a source of finance, K means cost of equity is increases and advantages of low cost debt is offset equally by the increase in K. Now what I want to say, if your K is increases, okay, the low cost debt is offsets equally by the increase in the K. In the opinion of them, two identical firms in all the respect expect their capital structures cannot have different market value or cost of capital due to arbitrage process. Okay. So as per this, the MM approach, we can see it. Okay. In this case, what the valuation of the business, okay, where the certain assumption is given, that assumption is given that is there is a perfect capital market. Capital market are perfect when the investors are free to buy and sells securities. Then firms can be classified into homogeneous risk classes. All the firm is the same risk class will have the same degree of the financial risk. Then all the investors have the same expectation of the firm's net operating income, EBIT. The dividend payment ratio is 100%, which means there are no return earning. Everything, whatever you earn, that is distributed by way of dividend to the equity shareholders. There are no corporate taxes. This assumption, now we can say this is assumption is removed now. Later on, that means this assumption is removed. There is no person. Okay. 1969 they remove this assumption. This assumption is 1969 में remove कर दिया. Now what happened when the corporate taxes exist? What happened when the corporate tax exist? Okay. Now corporate taxes MM Miller approach originally argument that the V and KO remain the constant with the increase in debt in the capital structures. It does not hold good when corporate taxes are assumed to be exist. Understand? They recognize that the V will be increased and KO will be decreased. With the increase of debt in the capital structures, they accepted that the value of the levered and that is a VL firm will be greater than the value of unlevered firm VU. Now, first of all, you to understand what is the difference between two. Okay, levered and unlevered. Understand? The value of levered, एक मिनट मार्क करता हूँ. This is the last one. Okay. Now there are two things. One thing is what is called a value of unlevered firm. Value of unlevered firm. Okay. Now what is the value of unlevered? That means in 1963, Modigliani and Miller modified that their theory. ये theory को कभी modify किया in 1963. Okay. Theory to admit the tax relief on the interest payment does lower the weighted average cost of capital, and the saving arising from the tax relief on the debt interest are the tax yield. Okay. They claim that weighted average cost of capital will be continued up entirely of debt, and this does not happen in the practice due to the existing of the market imperfection, which waken up to tax advantage of the debt finance. Therefore, according to this approach, value of firm is a calculated, okay, which is a calculated nothing but by considering the value of unlevered firm and value of levered firm. Okay. Now, student, see what is the value of unlevered firm. The value of unlevered in this case, what is the formula given? EBIT minus 1 minus T upon KE, cost of equity. Okay. And value of levered firm is equal to VU, that means value of unlevered, plus DT, that is amount of debt. That is amount of debt. By considering the value of unlevered firm and value of debt, we'll get value of levered firm. Okay. So these are the what is called as the entire the approaches. Okay. Whenever you, as far as this your examination pattern is concerned, of course, which is based on your theoretical one, means you have to refer the objective this thing, and here we're going to ask the MCQs questions from the chapters. If earlier traditional methods and this thing, they ask the practical sum on this particular topic earlier, and they also ask the theory questions on each approaches. So there are four approach that is really very important. First one is a net income approach, then net operating income approach, traditional approach, and the last one approach. So these are the uh, end of your topic. So I think that that means your entire syllabus in the sense your syllabus, which is a consistent of different topics. In this case, we study the what is the introduction of financial management. What is the financial management? We learn, okay, importance, meaning, scope, objective. What is the difference between profit and value maximization that we learn in this particular topic? Okay. There is a one more a topic is left, according to me, that is the time value of money. What is that? Time value of money. So only one topic is remaining, that is the time value of money, that we'll see in the next lectures. Okay. Now student, just I completed my examinations, university examination, and engaged your lectures. Okay. So we'll see in the next lectures. If anyone have the attendance link, please share on the WhatsApp group. Sorry, chat box, not on WhatsApp group, chat box. Okay, so we can complete your this thing. Is it okay, all of you? शेयर करो व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में, चैट बॉक्स में, सॉरी. हाँ, वेरी गुड योगिता, वेरी गुड. Fill this attendance link and leave the meeting.